Troyal Garth Brooks is an American country singer and songwriter. His integration of pop and rock elements into the country genre has earned him his immense popularity, particularly in the United States, with success on the country music single and album charts, multi-platinum recordings, and record-breaking live performances, while also crossing over into the mainstream pop arena. Brooks is the only artist in music history to have released 9 albums that were certified diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America, surpassing the Beatles' former record of 6. Those albums are Garth Brooks, Diamond, No Fences, 17 times Platinum, Rope in the Wind, The Chase, In Pieces, The Hits, 7s, Double Live, 21 times Platinum, and The Ultimate Hits. Since 1989, Brooks has released 24 records in all, which include 14 studio albums, 2 live albums, 3 compilation albums, 3 Christmas albums, and 4 box sets, along with 77 singles. He has won several awards in his career, including 2 Grammy Awards, 17 American Music Awards, including Artist of the 90s, and the RIAA Award for Best-Selling Solo Albums Artist of the Century in the U.S. Troubled by conflicts between career and family, Brooks retired from recording and performing from 2001 until 2005. During this time, he sold millions of albums through an exclusive distribution deal with Walmart and sporadically released new singles. In 2005, Brooks started a partial comeback, giving select performances and releasing 2 compilation albums. In 2009, he began Garth at Wynn, a periodic weekend concert residency at Las Vegas Encore Theater from December 2009 to January 2014. Following the conclusion of the residency, Brooks announced his signing with Sony Music Nashville in July 2014. In September 2014, he began his comeback world tour with wife and musician Trisha Yearwood, which culminated in 2017. This was followed by his stadium tour, which began in 2019, and another Las Vegas concert residency, Garth Brooks +1, continuing into 2024. His most recent album, Time Traveler, was released in November 2023. Brooks is one of the world's best-selling music artists, having sold more than 170 million records. Billboard ranked Brooks as the greatest male solo artist on the Billboard 200 chart of all time. As of 2020, according to the RIAA, he is the best-selling solo albums artist in the United States with 156 million domestic units sold, ahead of Elvis Presley, and is second only to the Beatles in total album sales overall. Brooks was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame on October 21, 2012, having been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame the year before. He was also inducted into the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum in 2016 with his studio musicians, the G-Men. In 2020, Brooks became the youngest recipient of the Library of Congress Gershwin Prize for Popular Song. Troyal Garth Brooks was born on February 7, 1962, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was the youngest child of Troyal Raymond Brooks Jr., a draftsman for an oil company, and Colleen McElroy Carroll, 1929 to 1999, a 1950s-era country singer of Irish ancestry who recorded on the Capitol Records label and appeared on Ozark Jubilee. This was the second marriage for each of his parents, giving Brooks 4 older half-siblings, Jim, Jerry, Mike, and Betsy. The couple had 2 children together, Kelly and Garth. At their home in Yukon, Oklahoma, the family hosted weekly talent nights. All of the children were required to participate, either by singing or doing skits. Brooks learned to play both the guitar and banjo. As a child, Brooks often sang in casual family settings, but his primary focus was athletics. In high school, he played football and baseball and ran track and field. He received a track scholarship to Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, where he competed in the javelin. At nights, he worked as a bouncer at a local bar and formed his own band, Santa Fe, learning to play whatever the college audience wanted. Brooks graduated in 1984 with a degree in advertising. His roommate, Ty England, later played guitar in his road band until going solo in 1995. In 1985, Brooks began his professional music career, singing and playing guitar in Oklahoma clubs and bars, most notably Wild Willie's Saloon in Stillwater. Through his elder siblings, Brooks was exposed to a wide range of music. Although he listened to some country music, especially that of George Jones, Brooks was most fond of rock music, citing James Taylor, Dan Fogelberg, and Townes Van Zandt as major influences. In 1981, after hearing Unwound, the debut single of George Strait, Brooks decided that he was more interested in playing country music. In 1985, entertainment attorney Rod Phelps drove from Dallas to listen to Brooks. Phelps liked what he heard and offered to produce Brooks's first demo. With Phelps' encouragement, including a list of Phelps' contacts in Nashville and some of his credit cards, Brooks traveled to Nashville to pursue a recording contract. He returned to Oklahoma within 24 hours. Phelps continued to urge Brooks to return to Nashville, which he did. In 1987, Brooks and wife Sandy Mall moved to Nashville, and Brooks began making contacts in the music industry. Garth Brooks's eponymous first album was released in 1989 and was a chart success. It peaked at No. 2 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart and reached No. 13 on the Billboard 200 chart. Most of the album was traditionalist country, influenced in part by George Strait. The first single, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, was a country top 10 success. It was followed by Brooks's first #1 single on the Hot Country Songs chart, If Tomorrow Never Comes. Not Counting You reached No. 2, and The Dance reached No. 1. Its music video, directed by John Lloyd Miller, gave Brooks his first push towards a broader audience. Brooks has later claimed that out of all the songs he has recorded, The Dance remains his favorite. In 1989, Brooks embarked on his first major concert tour as opening act for Kenny Rogers. Brooks's second album, No Fences, was released in 1990 and spent 23 weeks at No. 1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart. The album also reached No. 3 on the Billboard 200, and eventually became Brooks's highest-selling album, with domestic shipments of 17 million. It contained what would become Brooks's signature song, the blue-collar anthem Friends in Low Places, as well as other popular singles, The Thunder Rolls and Unanswered Prayers. Each of these songs, as well as Two of a Kind, Workin' on a Full House, reached No. 1 on the Hot Country Songs chart. While Brooks's musical style placed him squarely within the boundaries of country music, he was strongly influenced by the 1970s singer-songwriter movement, especially the works of James Taylor, whom he idolized and named his first child after, as well as Dan Fogelberg. Similarly, Brooks was influenced by the 1970s-era rock of Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen and the operatic rock of Queen with Freddie Mercury. In his live shows, Brooks used a wireless headset microphone to free himself to run about the stage, adding energy and arena rock theatrics to spice up the normally staid country music approach to concerts. The band Kiss was also one of Brooks's early musical influences, and his shows often reflect this. Despite all the cited influences, Brooks stated the energetic style of his stage persona is directly inspired by Chris Ledoux. In late 1990, Brooks was inducted into the Grand Ole Opry. Brooks's third album, Rope in the Wind, was released in September 1991. It had advance orders of 4 million copies and entered the Billboard 200 at No. 1, first for a country artist. The album's musical content was a melange of country pop and honky-tonk. Singles included The River, What She's Doing Now, and a cover of Billy Joel's Shameless. It would become Brooks's second best-selling album, after No Fences. The success of Rope in the Wind further propelled the sales of Brooks's first 2 albums, enabling Brooks to become the first country artist with 3 albums listed in the Billboard 200's top 20 in 1 week. After spending time in Los Angeles during the 1992 riots, Brooks co-wrote a gospel country rock hybrid single, We Shall Be Free, to express his desire for tolerance. The song became the first single off his 4th album The Chase. The single only reached No. 12 on the Billboard Top Country Singles chart, Brooks's first song in 3 years to fail to make the top 10. Well guys, what are your thoughts? Do tell us. Thanks for watching.